Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of David Super Crip Hamilton. When you hear the name Super Crip, you may think that name will go to one of the original Crips of the 70s who were in the early formation of the Crips. But the name Super Crip was given to a massive kid from Compton, California named David Hamilton. David stood at 6'9" and was a Compton, California basketball star by the time he was in high school. Now, many athletes come from Compton and have been known gang members, but the stories surrounding Super Crip have been crazy, from losing friends, family, and almost losing his own life. David would grow up on the west side of Compton in the Nutty Block Crips territory, which became one of the most dangerous and deadly gangs in Compton. David would grow up seeing a lot in his community, from death, drug dealing, and all types of other violence. Being born in the early 80s of Compton, that was the norm. And growing up in those streets, you had to be tough. That's something David learned to pick up fast. Always being one of the biggest kids around, he gained a tough persona early and was always down to demonstrate what he was about. By the time he was in high school going to Compton High, David was super known in the basketball world and in the streets. He created a bully personality on and off the court, and if you wasn't a teammate in the streets or on the court, he was on your ass. David took his cripping serious, which he was already being known as Super Crip, and he took his basketball career serious as well, which he was known as a real serious hooper in the basketball community. As a senior at Compton High, he averaged 16 points and 11 rebounds. David was even playing in games against another Compton basketball star who went to the rival school Dominguez High School in Compton, featured number 1 pick, Tyson Chandler.
David Hamilton, a.k.a. Super Crip. Talk about Super Crip, man.
Hey.
I got a story about Super Crip as soon as he talks about him too.
Man. So again, I'm coming to high school. I didn't know who Super Crip was. I didn't know nothing about Super. I'm playing against him, and he was just a big athletic dude, right? And we going at it or whatever. Like he hit me hard, I hit him hard. I want to say like he put his elbow or something like that and was like, "Don't move it." I'm like, "What?" So I hit it down and then we playing. So then after the game, coach was like, "See, I like that. Rest of them punks, that's how I like that." He was like, "You didn't back down from Super Crip at all." I was like, "Who?" I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
"Who is like this the dude? Like, you know what he known for?" I'm like, "No, with a name like Super Crip, I already know what he known for."
What he's about.
So, and then after that, the funny thing he came up was like, "Hey, I got respect for you." I love you, like, and then like dap me up and all that. And it's but it's funny, so I had no clue.
But playing in two worlds, the streets and basketball, will cause David, and he will be shot in his hood just before a big game. One day, David would be chilling in his hood in a car with several gang members from his hood and allied gangs when a car of rivals would pull up yelling their gang and start shooting. The rival gang members shot at them with multiple guns, including an AK. David and 4 of his friends would be shot several times. The driver was shot in the arm. David, who was the front passenger, was grazed multiple times in the back, and the 2 back passengers were shot as well. One of the back passengers was shot in the stomach, and the other was shot in the head, taking his life. This was a traumatic scene. The person right behind David's brains were blown out, and he was dead on arrival. Even after all this, David refused to sit out his next game. Even after his coaches excused him for playing. With all that was going on, he would directly tell his coaches, "No, fuck it, cuz I'm playing."
Older than you?
Yes, yeah.
So we played in the Magic Johnson round ball game, and this dude got shot. I don't know if it was the day before, but maybe 2 days before.
Yeah, a couple days before he got shot. I want to say it was like, the game was like a Friday or Saturday. He got shot that Tuesday or Wednesday.
And played in the game.
Yeah.
David somehow played the game after he got shot, which he had 14 points and 20 rebounds in a win. After high school, David was signed a scholarship to play for the University of Auburn. Some people initially questioned why a player like David from Southern California was signed to a school like Auburn, saying it's not the first place I think of if I was from Compton. This came from one recruiter, who also said at the Vegas Reebok tourney that he suspected some sort of funny business when he heard that David had signed with Auburn. The recruiter insinuated that it had to be some sort of improper incentive to make him go down south. But many people put the thought that David went to Auburn, which is in Alabama, to escape what was going on in Compton. David would spend 2 seasons with Auburn, from 98 to 2000. David didn't see much playing time at Auburn, only averaging 16.4 minutes while putting up 5 points and 4.3 rebounds per game. He would later transfer to several schools like LA Tech, Salem University, and Pikeville. In 2003, David would enter the NBA draft, but he would not be drafted by any team. This led to him going back to Compton. He would still be hooping and popping up all over LA County, but this also led to him getting back into the streets more, and after years of dabbling in the basketball world and also the streets, he would have to do some jail time for his street involvement. Over the years, the legend of Super Crip grew, with documentaries about the Compton Magic, the AAU team that he was once a part of, and several basketball players telling their run-ins with Super Crip. Today, David works with the Compton Magic, where he teaches kids the game of basketball and tries to tell them his experiences and tries to steer kids in the right direction instead of making some of the mistakes he did in the past. Salute to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.